Greetings, friends and neighbors, and welcome once more to the fireside.
As the wind howls against the window pane and the shadows grow long across your living room floor, I invite you to step away from the modern world and journey with me back through the mists of time. Tonight, we travel to a land of golden sands and silver moonlight, where the gods still walked among men, and the stars whispered secrets to those brave enough to listen. We bring you a tale of cosmic mysteries, of the ancient Neteru, and of a man's desperate pursuit for the ultimate truth.
But do not let your spirits sink into the gloom, for even in the deepest shadows there must be a flicker of laughter.
After all, a heart heavy with sorrow is a heart that will never pass the divine scales of Maat. Tonight, we tell the story of old Becky, a man who looked for the secrets of the universe and found exactly what he needed in the most peculiar of places.
Our scene opens in the ancient city of Alexandria.
The air is thick with the scent of salt air and history.
Deep within a cluttered study, where the dust motes dance like tiny spirits in the moonlight, we find our hero. Becky was a man whose very knees had become his most reliable almanac, forecasting every change in the weather with a symphony of cracks and pops. His desk was a battlefield where scrolls of hermetic philosophy and cracked clay tablets of ancient Heka fought for space against half-eaten wheels of pungent cheese.
For 70 long years, Becky had been a hunter of the unseen.
He had forsaken love, neglected his bank account, and completely abandoned a decent sleep schedule, all in the pursuit of the Ren Hekau, the ultimate word of creation. He wanted the truth that held the stars in the vast arched belly of the sky goddess Nut.
Tonight, the air feels different.
Becky is desperate.
With trembling hands, he draws a protective circle of salt and crushed lapis lazuli upon the stone floor.
He mutters ancient invocations to Ptah, the great shaper of forms, and Amun, the hidden one, who breathes life into the void. He lights the kaifi incense, its heavy, sweet smoke curling toward the rafters.
With a bellowing like dry papyrus, he bellows into the night, demanding the architecture of the cosmos.
He summons the wisdom of Jehuti, the master of magic, pleading to see the very blueprint of the primordial waters.
He waits for the thunder. He waits for the walls to crumble.
But there is no roar of gods.
Instead, there is only a soft, comical pop, like a stubborn cork finally yielding to a wine jug.
Becky spins around, his robes tangling in a stack of priceless papyri. There, sitting comfortably in his favorite cushioned chair, is a spectral baboon, glowing with a soft, ethereal blue light.
The creature radiates an aura of terrifying, ancient intelligence, yet its current focus is entirely on peeling a stolen fig it had snatched from Becky's own table.
Becky drops to his aching knees, bowing so low his forehead touches the dust. He hails the creature as the divine emissary of the moon, certain that this beast carries the scroll of ultimate cosmic truth.
But the baboon merely chews with a loud, rhythmic smack, locks eyes with the old scholar, and tosses the sticky fig peel directly onto Becky's bald head. Before the old man can even sputter an insult, the baboon lets out a shriek that vibrates the very teeth in Becky's skull.
With a glowing claw, the creature tears a jagged hole in the very air.
Beyond the rip lies a swirling vortex of gold and abysmal black, the doorway to the Duat, the realm of the dead. Without a backward glance, the baboon leaps into the void.
Driven by 70 years of frustration and a sudden, burning desire to reclaim his fruit, Becky hikes up his linen robes and ignores the screaming protest of his joints.
He steps into the cosmic abyss.
He falls through the silence of the stars and lands face first on a floor of polished obsidian.
Groaning, he rubs his bruised nose and looks up at a hall so vast its pillars vanish into a ceiling made of swirling galaxies. The air is thick with the scent of blooming lotus and the heavy weight of eternity.
Next, Becky scrambles to his feet.
Standing before him is Anpu, the jackal-headed lord of the afterlife, holding a golden clipboard of woven light.
The god's canine ears twitch in sheer confusion as he looks Becky up and down.
He notes that Becky is quite clearly not dead. His ka and his ba are perfectly intact.
Anpu asks why a living man is standing in the queue for the weighing of the heart.
Becky, emboldened by his lifelong quest, points a wrinkled finger toward the great scales of Ma'at.
There sits Jehuti, the ibis-headed god of wisdom, buried under towering mountains of scrolls and scribbling furiously with a divine reed pen.
At Becky's shout, the god pauses. Jehuti looks up, his dark eyes resembling pools of infinite starlight.
He recognizes the old man from Alexandria.
He calls him bold and foolish for chasing a divine baboon into the underworld.
He demands to know what the mortal wants, and to make it quick, for the mortality rate on Earth has spiked, and the paperwork is becoming dreadful.
Becky cries out for the truth.
He tells the god he has read every text and charted every star.
He demands to know the grand secret of the cosmos, the reason for Autumn's creation, and the mathematical formula of existence itself. The hall of two truths falls into a deathly silence.
Jehuti sets down his pen and stands, his presence radiating a crushing, divine gravity that seems to bend the light.
He leans down until his long beak is inches from Becky's trembling face.
Pain whispers with the power of the first sunrise.
He tells Becky the reason the universe was created.
It was because the primordial waters of the Nun were incredibly, unspeakably boring.
Becky blinks, his mouth agape.
Boring?
Yes, the god explains.
Nothing ever happened.
No cheese, no figs, no aching knees, and no foolish old men chasing monkeys into the dark.
The secret is not an equation to be solved, but an experience to be felt.
Becky had spent his life reading about the world instead of living in it, and his heart had grown heavy, not with sin, but with unlived joy.
A spark of realization hits the old scholar like a bolt of lightning.
The absolute absurdity of it all. The terrifying cosmos governed by gods who complain about their paperwork bubbles up inside him.
A chuckle escapes, then a roar of laughter that echoes through the halls of the dead.
Jehuti's beak curves into a divine smile. He tells Becky to go home, to eat a fresh fig, and to pet a cat, for that is the highest magic of all.
A portal opens beneath the old man's feet, and he falls back into the waking world. He returns to his study with no new scrolls, no secret words, but with the greatest wisdom of all, a lightened heart.
And so, as Becky settles back into his chair to finally enjoy his evening, we leave the land of the pharaohs and return to the quiet of our own homes.
Good night, listeners, and may your own hearts be light as a feather.